welcome back, anglers. I'm the Survivalist, and we return to Call of the Wild, the Angler. So, last weekend, we got a lot of the, missions or challenges here that all revolve around more nocturnally active species. That doesn't mean they are nocturnally exclusive species, but you're just more likely to get them and have better odds getting them at night than you are during the day. So, the sturgeon, the burbot, and the channel catfish and another sturgeon will likely only really get... You'll have much better odds in the evening, but it doesn't mean you can't try going for these. However, just because they are ones that you're more likely only going to get when you have it being nocturnal and nighttime hours, I'm going to focus more on the challenges we picked up from this other outpost we visited, which are bronze rank rainbow trout, bronze rank mountain whitefish, and a bronze rank green sunfish. And I'm thinking we'll probably start with this one because I'm pretty sure I know exactly where this one is. I don't know if it'll actually show on the map too. Nope, doesn't look like it shows. Okay, so we do have to basically find that ourselves, but that was basically right here at the Empty Fork trailhead right here. So in fact, I might actually just fast travel to save us some time. But yeah, we're just going to knock out a few of these challenges if we can, see what we can catch, develop, or progress along. Things like that. So yeah, we'll use the brass monkey. I'm trying to remember what I was using for the sunfish before, but I do know if I'm trying to catch a bronze rank, I need a very, very little hook. So we'll just go for hook size 10. And maybe we'll just go for the minnow. So yeah, the photo location should be somewhere around here, because there's a little bit of the rusted buildings. Yeah, there they are. So it's probably just across that bridge over there. And, you know what, I will just get a vehicle to help speed us along a little bit. There you are. Yeah, so we'll just hop in, quickly cross the way there. And then we should be able to try to catch the sunfish. I think a lot of these bronze rank and silver rank challenges will be pretty simple to get.
We're here to fish, not be fish.
Well, I kind of have to go that way in order to get over here.
They say this park is haunted. And well, the only baloney I care to deal with is in a sandwich, if you know what I'm saying. However, if we're talking about the ghosts the logging industry left behind, I'd have to agree. There's the ghosts of men and women who lobbed down sweet Mother Nature's vital vitality for a toot or two. There's the ghosts of fir, juniper, and pine, took from us far, far too soon. Heck, the building itself is a ghost, once whirring with its own baleful life and energy.
Oh, okay, I know where I gotta go.
Just an eerie shell where work once was. Although I'll have to ask you to stay out of there for safety reasons. Should probably remove this bit from the tape later on if I figure out how.
Okay. So, oh, well, I guess might as well pick this Norwegian friendship dollar. Yeah, so the photo location I thought was actually like fish at the spot the photo is, but I guess it's actually fish from where the photo was taken itself. That kind of makes more sense too. Okay, so for that, it's basically just over across the water. So I was actually on the right side after all. Now, I think it should just be... Is it actually going to be from this bridge here? And I just actually was like, if I stepped back a little bit, that would have counted for it. Because, like, okay, let's see. Yeah, that's everything there, so... Okay, so the photo location, it must want you to be, like, really specific to where that spot is. It's like, it has to be... Why is this not clicking? Like... Yeah, that's everything to it there. But it's not registering, like, we're at the location, or it's checking it off that we've reached here. What is going on with this? Okay, do I actually have to be... I'll try going back over there and seeing if it clicks off or, like, it gives us the check that we've been there from this. But, like, I thought it would be giving us the... Is that it? I'm just not close enough to that little marker to... Oh, see... Okay, now I'm confused, because now there's the marker right here. Okay, do I have to... Let me just see if this is it. I have to literally be exactly on the dot for this to count. Yeah, I do not know what is going on here. Because this should be the exact spot it's asking us to go to. I can't imagine there's anywhere else that's, What is going on here? Yeah, like, we come here... Are you... Oh my god. Okay, the game can be a little bit too specific, I think, for these photo challenges, if that's the case, where it's like, oh, well, you see, you weren't at the very, very end of the dock right here, so it doesn't count. But let's at least see about getting ourselves the sunfish and knocking this out if we can. I'll just let this bob along the water a little bit, hopefully catch the fish, and move on to something else that's a little bit easier to get the credentials for. But, yeah, so there was comments I had coming in about the nocturnal fish. They aren't exclusive to nighttime, it's just your odds are much better at night for getting them. And then, supposedly, there's going to be bottom fishing coming to Call of the Wild the Angler soon. However, it's not going to be like how it's been for Russian Fishing 4, where it was, like, a lot of depth in the mechanics of it, where you can set down a rod rest, you have the indicators attached and stuff, you can kind of leave it be to its own devices. How it seems like it's going to be for Call of Wild the Angler is it might be a bit more simpler on its first implementation, where it's more like... Actually, you know what? Let me quickly change the rod setup for this, too. Just so that way... Okay, those are both at 100, so there's not... No, those are... I guess there's not really a reason to. I was going to say, if I still need experience for certain parts of the gear, I would just go to the weaker rod to get it. But anyway, back to the thing. It's going to be more like, say, float fishing here, just kind of reversed, where there'll be different means of indication for when you'll want to reel in, or when there's a strike on the line. I think there is kind of a spot for bottom fishing in the game, just because there can be a lot of bottom-dwelling species where float fishing, you won't get deep enough to go for them. Bottom fishing, we haven't actually gotten any of the equipment for it, like jigs and that. So that's going to be a little ways off, I think, still for us. But, okay, yeah, toss that back. Okay, let me see what the sunfish actually likes. Maybe I'm using the wrong bait. It'll help us get deeper species maybe a bit earlier on, but I also don't know how soon you'd be able to start unlocking the, Okay, bloodworm is what they like. Start getting the equipment for bottom fishing either. So I'll keep an eye on that for when it does get put into the game, and if we can test it out and try it to see. But it sounds like it's going to be something that has... They're probably going to be plans for more done to it later on. It's just right now for the early implementation, it's going to be a bit basic and perhaps bare bones. And I think the maps where you're probably going to be... Well, actually, truthfully, I think there are species across each of the maps that the bottom fishing will help you target more specifically. Like, again, the sturgeon that we're going to have to try eventually going for some of the challenges. Maybe the burbot and the catfish, but I don't know if the burbot are actually a bottom-dwelling species. I think they are because they kind of have the barbels around their mouths, or the jaws, but not 100% sure. Yeah, we'll worry about that when we actually arrive to where that update gets brought to the game. For now, we just have a few challenges we'll knock out, try our hand with, and keep progressing through with the angler. The only issue that I've really come across so far has been that the time of day is still the thing that I wish you could have some means of adjusting your setting. But beyond that, everything else that I've really had complaints or issues with for the angler has mostly been addressed. There will be, once we do get later into the series or further along, where we're trying to possibly do more free-form fishing, if it's going to be the simple little puzzle pieces of hook size this, lure type this, and you'll always get fish of said rating of, like, gold size or something. But we didn't run into that until a bit later when we were doing Call of the Wild the Angler, so it'll take a bit before we might encounter that again. Although, truth be told, we might be running into a different problem here. Okay, let me just quickly bring that in and try again. And let me see if maybe it has to be right along the surface. Because what were the three... It was bloodworms were one of the top ones. Bloodworm, redworm, and cheese. Okay, maybe I'll try cheese next. Just because so far we haven't had anything really interested or striking here, which is a little odd, but it does happen from time to time. So yeah, I'll just let it float out there for a minute or two, and if there's no strikes or anything, I'll bring it back in, we'll swap out to the cheese and try casting it out. But I hope... We'll have to see if a lot of the photo challenges are, like, really specific, if there's only, like, a very, very specific spot you must stand in order to get the credit for it, or it may be more freeform. Because truth be told, the only way I could see you getting the photo that, like, was in the mission there... Actually, I'm not even sure if this was a spot, because... Yeah, let me just quickly check in this again. Yeah, see, to the bottom right there, there's that one little pillar. And if you're trying to say, like, okay, you got it from the photo spot, I think that's the pillar over there. So you probably got the photo more... Well, you're definitely higher up. But you're more towards that bridge than this dock here. And yeah, I'm going to bring this in, because I think if we were going to see something, we would have by now. And let's change this out for... Hang on, I thought I had cheese as, like, one of the baits. Oh. Okay, it has to be hook size of 8. I can try it and see what'll happen. I don't know if we'll still be able to catch the bronze size. But we'll just see how it goes. As I think what I've caught a lot of sunfish has actually been their gold rating. We'll see if we can just get lucky and get one that's bronze rank. Just gotta wait out and see what happens. I should take a little look and see what my other baits are too, because I don't know if I have... I know I've got the bloodworm, but I'm not sure if I have redworm too we could give a shot with. But I think this is one of the updated challenges, because the sunfish were... I'm trying to remember when they might have been added. I know I had stopped the series before I think new species were added to the game, so it was a little while afterwards from when the angler had first come out. I'm not really getting anything. Let me check. Is there anything else about them? No, it looks like it's just they'll jump and they like the sun. And it doesn't look like I do have redworm for bait, so we'll have to just make do with what we've got right now. I do gotta admit, I'm a little surprised we're not seeing any action here. Like, I'll try this. Maybe I'll try the bloodworm on this size of hook. Maybe I'll try getting a little bit deeper too, just to see. Like, I'm not expecting immediate, as soon as the float basically settles in the water, we get something. But after a little while, you kind of would expect, like, you'd at least get, like, a little, I guess it's a small rumble in a controller, or you get a little tingle going off that, yeah, something is at your hook. So I might just be trying to figure out, again, the puzzle pieces of what all come together to add towards what we're trying to catch. Like, there's a bit of bubbling, whatever, to the left, but not really anything to work off of. Yeah, I feel like something's a little off here. This does make me think of, like, how the game used to be for some of its challenges, where it, like... I want to call it phasing, where it'll kind of put you into a bit of different circumstances than if you were just, like, to come across this spot without a challenge active. It's like, I really expected we would have had something bite. I just hope... Okay, I'm going to try more of this... Oh. My bad. Right. Let me get my rod back out. I was going to say, let me try out more this direction. And just see, maybe I gotta go this way for it. But I hope the photo challenge doesn't mean it has to be that time of day in the photo, too. But there is kind of a haunting little feeling in the back of my head that maybe it is the case, because I'll just take another quick peek at it. Yeah, that looks like sunset to me. That one's at sunset, this one's at night. So I don't know if it is something where you do have to try only that time of day, or it can be any time of day you can try the photo challenges. The sturgeon one I lean more to night just because the sturgeon is nocturnal itself, but with what we're seeing so far here, I am kind of leaning that there might be something to the time of day the photo was taken as well. Because this is really feeling like, as much as the specific fish we're after isn't hitting, I was expecting we would have seen more like smallmouth bass or other species at least be here too, but it seems like all fish are just void out of here now. Like, let me just try a switch of this back to the size 10. And see what happens. Like, I do see a little fish swimming. It was just to the right of the float for a moment. Well, let's just see what happens going... Okay, there we go. Finally, something. It's just a little nibble. Okay, let's see what we got. Was it just that I had increased the hook size and that kind of messed us up from being able to get, or is this just another smallmouth? Oh, yellow perch. Okay, well, we can toss that back. At least it is a fish that struck, so... We'll keep trying around here and see what we can get. We at least know that there is one fish around here. We just gotta hope that the species we're actually after shows up. We'll give it another... Oh, actually, this entire episode has basically been spent just trying for this. I was going to say, I'll give it a minute or two and then move on, but... Yeah, time kind of flew by just trying over and over again. There's something. Okay, good news is we're at least getting a little bit more steady for hits. Can we get lucky and this will be our challenge completed? Let's see. Juvenile black crappie. Not what I was after at all, and probably the lowest scoring catch we've ever had. Just a score of 1 for it. We'll try maybe a couple more casts, depending on how quickly we get any interest from the fish, and then wrap the episode up here. Then after, or if we can get this challenge, truth be told, if we don't get the challenge met before the end of this episode, I'll probably just move to tackle a different one. But we'll see how it goes. Again, just give another minute or two, and then we'll wrap ourselves up with today's attempt. Yeah, let's just try to bring it in over this way. And see what we've got on the line. It is... Oh, silver black crappie. I do like that you can get a variety of sizes with the hook. Like, as much as the size 10 we've seen all the way from juvenile to now a silver rank for the black crappie. It's still not what we're really after, but I think it's at least a decent sign we're catching fish. Now we'll try one more land, or I guess catch one more fish, see what it is, and then we'll end the episode for today. Next episode, we'll probably look at tackling one of the ones that's more go to a specific location, or just catch a general species of a certain size. Don't really have to do anything fancy with the rod, but it at least keeps me active. Okay, what do we got here? Another crappie, another silver one. Okay, well, not bad. We'll release it. And yeah, we'll end this episode here. I think tomorrow we'll see about going after something else, like, say, not that. Something like this. Just go to a spot on the map and catch a certain fish. Or even go for... Actually, we might be able to get the two in this one, because I think mountain whitefish are like a pond-dwelling species. You can check that right now, too. Yeah, shallow pond or deep pond, so we might have a chance of getting that. But for now, we'll pause things for today here. Thank you guys very much for joining me on this episode of The Angler. If you liked the video, just give a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, just leave them comments right down below. Until I see you all in the next video or episode, anglers and survivors, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy angling.